Welcome, basketball fans, to 2K Sports. I'm Damon Bruce. Happy Halloween. Time to get ready for a little spine-tingling NBA action. It's going to be the New York Knicks up against the Chicago Bulls. It's the NBA, and it's next.
And just a minute or two here for the players to get warmed up before the start of the game. We've got a capacity crowd here at the United Center. Welcome, everyone. We have a very special treat for you here. No trick, it's the NBA on Halloween. This is Kevin Harlan. We've got an Eastern Conference battle ready to get rolling, and the Chicago crowd wants some love from their Bulls. We've got a chance now for our starting lineups from point guard to center. This game should be a good one. And breaking down the game, let's take a look here at Tyson Chandler.
Well, he really anchors their defense. You know, his teammates can lean on him. They know that he's going to be in the right spot. He's so smart, so skilled. Really the complete package at the defensive end of the floor.
And I'll tell you one more thing about him, Steve. He sets a screen maybe better than anybody. And if he rolls off of it, he gets the ball and gets a clean look. It's automatic.
He dishes it to Smith. Back to Felton. Stoudemire left side. Outside, Felton. Falls back and drains the fadeaway jumper.
Gotta love the use of the bounce pass there. Perfect feed. You know, after the surgeries, all the wear and tear on his knees, you wonder if Amar'e Stoudemire will ever be the same dominant athletic player as he once was. But remember, he's still a very skilled player shooting the ball. So Amar'e still with the potential to be a very productive player.
On defense, Chicago. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
And you know what was most impressive? They wasted very few possessions in that game. They ran their offense close to perfection.
That's what we call a mute button game in front of a hostile crowd. They never let the fans get into it. Had them on their hands the whole time.
And it's Smith missing. And Amar'e certainly has missed his share of time on the floor, but when he did play last season, you know, there were a lot of times Clark got it done.
Kevin, on a per-minute basis, he was as good as ever. I think in a reserve role, maybe controlling his minutes can help preserve his knees. And, you know, he's skilled enough to score even if he's not jumping out of the gym.
Free throw, good Butler.
Well, I tell you what, you consider all the injuries the Bulls had last year, and you look at the 34-18 mark against the Eastern Conference, and it's absolutely remarkable considering what they had to go through personnel-wise.
And back to the Bulls in the East. It wasn't just one guy who stepped in the shoes of Rose or that departed Asik. It was a group effort.
You know, you looked at the roster last year, you kind of scratch your head and go, how is this team going to get to the second round without Derrick Rose? But they did it with a group of role players, with a front line that was tough and nasty and rebounded well, and with great coaching, too.
Guys, Derrick Rose is a native son of Chicago, and he grew up in the dangerous Inglewood neighborhood, the youngest of four brothers. But from very early on, his talent for the game was apparent. And those older brothers of his, they shielded him and protected him like an ember of hope for the entire family. And he certainly has allowed his light to shine brightly.
And Clark, you know, back to Rose, the city of Chicago, as you expected, has embraced him. You know, it's interesting, Steve, to be a high pick, but drafted by your hometown team. The pressure there is pretty interesting.
I love at the United Center when they introduce him, they just say, from Chicago, Derrick Rose. But, you know, with all the attention he gets, he's a very private and reserved person. Has a lot of respect amongst his teammates because he just handles himself with such class.
Now, here is Smith. He had 13 points in the win against Milwaukee.
And his work on the glass, certainly noteworthy. And he contributed in a number of ways.
Now let's find out what head coach Mike Woodson had to say to Doris Burke. Doris?
He said that their defensive focus, no surprise, will be trying to keep Derrick Rose out of the lane. He added, You know he's come a long way as an outside shooter, but he's a pick-your-poison type of player. We can't let him get into the paint. Makes sense, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris. If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first.
What's interesting for me to watch with Mike Woodson as head coach in New York is the exciting floor spacing offense they started playing last season. In Atlanta, he'd been known for a grinded out isolation play style, but has actually tweaked his approach a little bit, and that's been impressive.
Dang goes in. And again, Chicago, no good. For New York, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field. That's a 2 from Smith. Felton dishes to Smith. Back to Felton. Smith outside. And that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton. Smith's got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball. And back to Mike Woodson, not a flashier, high-maintenance type of personality. He keeps it on the level, and I think, Steve, the players appreciate that.
Players definitely like that. He's very quiet on the sidelines, but not afraid to get in your face when necessary. And I think that's a really good temperament for a coach to have. In general, I think he's a guy who is very well respected around the league and did an excellent job with New York a season ago.
Here's Felton. Following the score by Luol Deng. Smith kicks to Felton. Back to Smith. Jacks up a 3. And again, New York with the triple.
He's so reliable. And, you know, his offense seems to be consistently there for this team.
Smith against Butler. Off his foot. And they're saying he kicked the ball. And it's the Bulls with the ball. Trailing by 2. And it's Rose penetrating. This their first look at this year's New York squad.
Now, I'll tell you what, of all the things they did well last season, maybe the most impressive was sweeping the season series against these guys.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far. And he knocks down the first one. Kenyon Martin has checked in for Tyson Chandler. No good on the second free throw. New York's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. Both of these teams battling last year near the top of the conference.
I know it's a little bit of a shame it was so lopsided, but we'll see how things play out this year.
The Knicks shooting their first free throws of this game.
Yeah, basically a middle-of-the-road type free throw shooting team, about 76% a year ago.
A lot of high hopes for the Knicks in last year's playoffs. They started off so hot, but then let the series against Boston drag on, and eventually went to 7 games, and they fell to the Pacers in the second round after that.
Both free throws good from Felton. And the Boston series did drag on, you could tell. You wonder if they were a bit fatigued going into that Pacers series. Steve, Indiana just outplayed him, outworked him in every way in the second round.
Yeah, I think it was a factor, Kevin, and really the Knicks have only themselves to blame. They had Boston down 3-1 and a home game to close it out, but they couldn't get it done. And there's no doubt that affected them against Indiana in the next series.
You could see the eye contact there, gave a little nod, and then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Clark. A pair of teammates with a terrific feel for each other out on the floor.
And what a play to make in a close game, a potential momentum builder.
Here is Rose. J.R. Smith making his last shot. Dang. Off target from three-point range.
Boy, I'm shocked he didn't make that one. He usually knocks that one down with ease.
Felton can't get it to go.
Difficult shot from mid-range, and the defense was all over him.
Boy, I like the close out there, Steve. Well done.
Here's Anthony. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Right side, Butler. Passes it to Dak. And again, no good by Chicago.
I thought he'd make that one. And that's his range, and the defense nowhere to be seen.
They double him with Noah. Martin kicks to Smith. New York, no good that time either. And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. Taj Gibson's checked in for New York.
And his specialty is tracking down those great offensive rebounds that oftentimes he can put right back up for an easy deuce.
Steve, he is always on the prowl. I mean, you got to body him up early, or he'll stake out that prime real estate for those second shot opportunities.
Now here's Butler. An 11-point game for him in the win against the Heat in Miami.
And he showed his versatility, Kevin, with the 4 blocks defensively.
You know, there's no fear out of him, guys. I mean, going straight to the hoop against a much bigger defender, he's got a lot of heart.
Ozzy Muhammad's checked in for Noah.
You can't be the number 2 seed in the East by being mediocre on the road. I mean, the Knicks had a veteran group, and they all had the mental fortitude and experience to finish off games on the road last season.
Clark, as you said, the Knicks were one of the tougher teams on the road, and their road record was, you know what, separated them, Steve, from the middle of the pack in the East.
Yeah, 23 road wins, second only to the Heat in the East. It was interesting, Kevin. They relied so heavily on threes that, you know, sometimes on the road they'd go cold, but they could also get hot in a hurry, and they were able to avoid a bad spell.
So for New York, their last game, a win against Milwaukee.
And you just had to admire the versatility they showed offensively that day.
Yeah, their scoring came from all over the place. If one approach didn't work for them, they found another that did.
Felton can't get it to go.
In this quarter, he's really been off the mark. He just looks a little bit unsettled.
Rose against Felton. Dang goes in. On its way from Rose for 2. The shot goes down and gets this game back to even.
Well, he found the open man on the perimeter and got the ball to him.
Well, Luol Deng, an all-star for the second straight time in 2013. You know, the numbers don't jump off the page at you, but boy, is he tough and consistent and productive. He's a big part of why the Bulls remain one of the top teams in the East.
You know, he's showing some kind of a killer instinct this quarter, trying to stretch this lead out.
Goes off the pick from Muhammad. Rose in the post. He's covered by Felton. Derrick Rose again. And for Dan Clark, and you mentioned this, his number's not that gaudy, but his shooting percentages were down last season. Steve, did that surprise you?
Well, a little bit, but, you know, he had the injured wrist, but I think most importantly, Derrick Rose wasn't there to help him out offensively. But what you love about Deng is he's there every night. He plays about 40 minutes every single night, all defensive team, versatile contributor. So I don't think the numbers always tell the story for Deng.
Shot's good by Gibson.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 points coming from inside the painted area.
Yep, that's something that the defense has to put a stop to. Maybe a defensive adjustment is necessary here.
Now here's Anthony. He had 22 points in the win against Milwaukee.
What a start to this game. The offense is both dominating.
Tell you what, feels like a game on the playground. Forget about defense, just keep firing.
Here's Deng. 4-point game. A floater. No good on the layup.
That's what they call the $1 million move with the 10-cent finish.
Rose double teamed. He feeds it to Muhammad. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. J.R. Smith picks one up.
You know, in one of the more compelling postseason stories, the question about when the Bulls would bring Derrick Rose back just continued to hover around the playoffs. Ultimately, just never happened.
The first one falls. Well, back to the Bulls, and even without Rose, I think the team made a big statement, Steve, with how they played in the postseason. They showed that they weren't just a one-man show with Rose running things and have a solid core and system that will always compete.
Well, it's the second straight year that the Bulls have essentially been without Rose in their playoff run due to injury. And so I think Chicago fans are kind of wondering what exactly the roof is for this team, the ceiling, if you will. Let's hope that Rose stays healthy this year, so we'll find out.
People have talked about the defensive renaissance in Chicago as a big part of their turnaround, and that's accurate. Thibs has done wonders for this team defensively, but another aspect is that they've had one of the deepest benches in the league the past few years, too. D there, guys, was pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter like that open.
Outside Teague. 6 to shoot. Here's Dunleavy. And the Bulls with another miss. Go back to what you said, Clark, about Chicago. It is a credit to them that they've been able to constantly add or draft talent that is ready to step in for them. And Steve contribute off the bench.
Yeah, no doubt about that. You think about Taj Gibson, a late first-round pick. Jimmy Butler last year really emerged as one of the best young players in the league. Great story. So terrific job by the Bulls front office in figuring out which player to take later in the first round.
He only passes to Bargnani. Wide open, couldn't capitalize. Dunleavy dishes to Teague. Teague gets a screen from Murphy. Dives for it. Teague defended by Bargnani. And out of bounds as the Knicks gain possession.
Well, we've got a moment to look back at last year's Bulls. 8th in rebounding, 8th in assists, and they were top 10 in free throw percentage. That's always helpful in winning games.
Man, what stands out to me, Clark, with what you just talked about is the rebounds, because this is a very physical team. They like to try to bully their opponent at both ends of the floor. On the defensive glass, they were excellent, and then offensively on missed shots, they really got after it and tried to get second chance points.
Now Teague. After the miss, 3 from Hardaway. Teague kicks to Murphy. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. Now just a 2-point New York lead. The Knicks shooting it well so far today, guys. They've connected on 48% of their shots. Hardaway guarded by Heinrich. Hardaway passes to Prehioni. Outside jumper. 5 on the clock. Prehioni tries it from the top of the key. The shot is off.
Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that one, short stroked it. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot.
Here's Hardaway. Drops one in from the wing. Hardaway has got 5 now. 5 seconds left here in the first quarter. Teague for 3. And we reach the end of the first quarter. It's the Knicks. They're up by 4. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this.
The new season in the NBA rolls on. The Houston Rockets take on Chris Paul and the Los Angeles Clippers. Coming your way next Monday.
Welcome back, everyone. We're ready to get going again as this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports continues. Players are topped off with Gatorade, hydrated, and ready to get going again as well. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for New York.
Well, they've definitely had the hot hand from the three-point line so far. Always nice to start out like that.
The other thing they've had going for them tonight is their passing. I mean, doing a nice job. Plenty of their points early on coming off assists.
They've got Dunleavy. Heinrich is out there with Marcus Teague, and it's Murphy in at the pivot spot manning the middle. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago.
Tell you what, it's hard to argue with the record for Coach Tom Thibodeau of the Bulls, but the rumor mill has it that the front office hasn't been happy with how hard he's ridden his top players. Luol Deng missed time last season with the hamstring injury. Joakim Noah came down with plantar fasciitis. Hey, those things happen, and I'm not quite sure you can put that at the feet of Tom Thibodeau.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, guys, J.R. Smith is a player who has faced his share of criticism over the years. Coming into last season, he said, I looked my career over and realized I never won anything. I'm lacking discipline. I have to show people a different side of me, that I can be more positive, humble, and be more of a team player as opposed to just trying to do everything myself. And it paid off as he won the 6th Man of the Year award. Coach Mike Woodson said, quote, I'm so proud of him. He bought in. He put in the time, and he worked his tail off. A great story, Kevin.
Well, you have to like that focus on the team first. Thanks, Doris. And Shumpert kicks to Hardaway. Clock at 6. Here's Udrih. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play. And going back to Tom Thibodeau and that minutes load on his stars, it seems it's getting harder for players to weather big minutes, Steve, these days.
I think it's going to be really interesting going forward to see this Bulls team this year and beyond. Will that wear them down? Their guys play too many minutes. They've had a lot of injuries. I think it's time to scale back a little bit on the minutes played.
Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Chicago. Boozer comes in for Mike Dunleavy. Boozer dishes to Teague. Snell from past the arc. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. Teague's got 3 assists tonight.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
I just love the mentality they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing anything. They're moving it side to side and working to get a good shot.
Well, I love that aggression. Forget about the tip. Just grab the thing and slam it home.
Well, what a way to get second chance points.
Man, don't take any risks. Just put that ball back in the hoop.
The feed now to Heinrich. Noah, the pass to Teague. Snell. There's the dish to Heinrich. And Boozer backs in. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Well, you know, Carlos Boozer wasn't as efficient last season as we've seen in the past, and I think in large part it was due to the extended absence of Derrick Rose. He was the bailout option for the team on many occasions.
First free throw is good. And Clark, for Boozer, you talked about his offensive efficiency. Strong physical player, but he only averaged about, Steve, I think like 3 free throws a game last season.
Well, he's a fadeaway jump shooter. He's an excellent offensive player, pretty efficient in his scoring. But most of his post-ups end up in fadeaway jump shots, and that's why he doesn't get to the line very often.
You know, the Knicks got off to a fast start, but when you employ as many old bodies as they did last year, it's hard to sustain the level of play you need over the course of a full season. It's one reason they started to falter a bit late in the year.
Snell off the left rim and out.
It's a well-contested shot there.
And that's the key defensively. You've got to make them work for it, challenge every shot.
Shot off the screen. Hardaway kicks to Udrih. Back to Hardaway. From outside, off the mark. And Clark, you said the Knicks did hit that lull last season right after the All-Star break into early March. But, Steve, when the vets saw the finish line in sight, they picked up their play and got back in it.
That's right. They won 13 games in a row late in the season, catapulting themselves back into the top tier of teams in the East, and let everyone know that they would not be exiting the playoffs early. That really was the start of that run.
Oh, wow, guys, doesn't look good. We've got an injury here.
And you see a player have to come out of the game like this. I mean, you just hope for the best.
That's exactly right. You do hope for the best. You cross your fingers, say a prayer, and hope it's nothing major. We'll see what the update is here shortly.
Taj Gibson's checked in for the Bulls. And the foul on Amari Stoudemire. That's foul number 2 for him. Teague dishes to Heinrich.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period. Nothing dropping for him, so I think in the best interest of his team, he may need to think about not shooting right now.
It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
You know, one of the big things that Iman Shumpert brings to the team is his pressure defensively on the perimeter. When you have a guard like him who can go out and bother ball handlers, it can really take an opponent out of its offense.
First one falls for him. And Shumpert had that ACL tear in the 2012 playoffs, but after missing the first month and a half, Clark, I thought he bounced back pretty well.
I'd say he did. I mean, there was some concern. His game is really predicated on his athleticism at this point, but he looked pretty good. Not a great outside shooter, but he cut his turnovers down and showed he could still elevate for some spectacular finishes, and was not bad shooting the ball from the three-point line.
now as far as the defense goes. But that is not what's going to keep them in this league.
Yeah, but from the other perspective, you can see just how much that dunk pumped those players up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I agree, guys. I sense a little bit of a momentum shift here.
New York calls timeout.
You know, for a long time, the Knicks were viewed as a young team on the rise, but when they added Rasheed Wallace last year, the average age went to 32, which was the oldest team in the league last season, and you saw it in their play. They were a group of veterans out there.
New York leading by 6. Udrih, the pass to Hardaway. And Udrih kicks to Hardaway. Dishes it to Udrih. Shumpert, just 4 to shoot. Hardaway for 3. And the Knicks miss again. And for the Knicks, the veteran leadership helped them at times as they had to go through some very tough stretches, Steve, due to injuries.
Yeah, they did go through some stretches, but they really did well to secure the division title and get that high seed going into the playoffs. They had a pretty decent run all in all, but this is a team that has higher aspirations than just getting to the conference semis.
Bulls trail by 4. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Teague with the ball, now guarded by Udrih. Pass to Teague. Snell with the shot. That's good, and so Teague with the assist. Teague's got 5 assists in the game. Chandler with the screen on Teague. Udrih dishes to Shumpert. New York, no good that time either.
Well, that defense went from poor to no defense at all.
Well, you don't see him miss that shot very often. When he's open like that, it's usually lights out.
Here's Udrih. He has 6. Kicks it to Shumpert. And that time, also a missed shot.
Boy, but he was close, Kevin, to making the defense pay for lackadaisical coverage there.
Yeah, he had a really good look. I mean, he'll knock that down more often than not.
Outside Teague. 5 to shoot. Butler attacking. And the shot is good. Butler's got 4 this quarter.
Boy, after having a tough time in the first, he's managed to turn it around nicely this quarter.
New York calls timeout.
Hey, people had no idea, guys, how the Bulls were going to do last season dealing with the Rose injury, but they showed very quickly that they're going to be a team in the hunt, and they were still going to be hard to beat at home. Oh, we've got a moment here now, Kevin, to look back to last year's Knicks. First in fewest turnovers a game, 5th in three-point shooting. And they were in the top half of the league offensively with their point totals as well. Not bad, just kind of pedestrian. Maybe average is a better way to describe it.
And this is a smart team, Clark, because you talked about the turnovers, #1 in the league in terms of fewest mistakes. And that's when they were at their best. When they controlled the action offensively, they were able to execute without making mistakes, and that allowed them to set up their defense at the other end. This was a really well-disciplined club.
Udrih, the pass to Smith. Outside jumper. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Shumpert's got 5. And back to the Bulls at the United Center that Clark was just mentioning. 24-17 here in this building a year ago. And even though, Steve, they didn't have a lot of high-flying highlights here, they knew how to close out games.
Well, they defend, and that's the main thing. If you want to finish and close out games, you have to be able to defend and rebound. And that's what Tom Thibodeau's teams are always all about, and this year is no exception.
And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for Chicago?
Guys, their penetration has been outstanding. I mean, it's actually been great. They're really finding those holes in the defense.
And they're also showing some muscle here in the first half, finding a lot of points in the paint area.
And Udrih kicks to Stoudemire. Nice move. That's good. Stoudemire's got 4 points this quarter.
He got off to a slow start. It took him a little while to get into the flow of this game, but he's turned it on here in the second.
And Boozer backs in, 6 feet out. That's good.
Well, we've seen that more than a few times, an easy bucket in the lane.
Yeah, the interior defense simply has been lifeless.
Udrih dishes to Smith. And the Knicks good for 2. Heinrich with it. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Gentlemen, last season it seemed there was a little back and forth between head coach Tom Thibodeau and the Bulls front office regarding the big minutes he gave his starters. Thibodeau said, quote, "It's never the right amount of minutes. That's the only thing I know. If a guy's not playing big minutes, it's not enough minutes. Then if a guy's playing big minutes, it's too many minutes. So you play to win. That's the whole thing. And when you're a young team, guys can handle minutes." But guys, both Dang and Noah missed significant time. Noah only playing 66 games in the regular season. Dang out through the last 7 games of the playoffs. You wonder if maybe they have a point.
They've worked to round out the roster, Doris. That should help those minutes stay down. Right at the free throw line. It's rebounded by New York.
Rebounds are split just about down the middle in this game, Clark.
I'd venture to guess whichever team is able to maintain that energy level on the glass will have the upper hand the rest of the way.
Well, Chicago's gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. There's the pass to Boozer. Working on Stoudemire. Shoots a fader, and that one's good. And that's 11 points for Carlos Boozer. New York trailing. Woodrick, the pass to Shumpert. Smith right side. Back to Shumpert from the arc. And the rebound goes to Boozer.
Even with every shot clanging off the rim, he seems determined to keep hoisting up these threes. It might be time to get inside of that arc.
And Stoudemire with the block. And they get it back. While we have a chance, let's now take a look at the teams that top the league in shooting from beyond the arc. Number 5, the Knicks.
You know, a solid three-point game can be the cornerstone of an effective offense. I mean, it adds a little pop and punch to what a team is doing offensively. And last year, this team was not made up of just good three-point shooters. They had great three-point shooters. You know, to me, one reason why Carlos Boozer is such a valuable scorer is that he can hurt you in a multitude of ways inside. He can hit the rainbow jumper of his, and when he's back to the basket, can go over both shoulders very well.
Tyson Chandler, he's checked in for Stoudemire. And he sinks the second. And for Boozer, you remember the story. Growing up in Alaska, his dad tied his right hand to his waist so he'd have to develop his left, and that was something that he worked on even more when he went to Duke.
Well, yeah, his left hand is fantastic. I mean, that's his preferred hand when he's finishing around the rim. A right-handed jump shooter, but anything around the basket is usually his left. So he probably owes his dad a debt of gratitude for tying him up all the time.
That's one way to put it. Back to Heinrich. 6 on the shot clock. Rose kicks to Boozer. And there's the call by the official. They'll count the basket here following the goaltending call.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Chicago. Knicks trail by 3. Felton kicks to Chandler. And that one's good. Chandler's got his second basket of the night.
Boy, they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing that ball into the paint. Smash mouth basketball.
Yeah, and it's a strategy that has served them well in this opening half, Clark.
Heinrich dishes to Rose. Just 5 to shoot. Makes it off the glass. Rose has got 12 points in the game.
You know, they're being very one-dimensional right now, going to the post every time. But if it works, you don't need another dimension.
Well, they're taking this defense to task, quite honestly. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
Smith, no good.
You know, they haven't been able to open up a big lead, but the rebounds are starting to add up for them. They may be able to pull away a little bit.
Yeah, they've been doing the dirty work inside, Steve, playing a very tough brand of basketball.
He got it up. No good on the buzzer beater. Second quarter ends in a tight one. Bulls lead by 3. From the United Center in Chicago, back in a moment.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
The spookiest day of the year, Halloween. It's really not that scary. Not during the 2K Sports halftime report, anyway. The Bulls are in a close one against the New York Knicks. Couple of powerhouse rosters here tonight that we may see face off in the postseason as well. We've watched Carlos Boozer do pretty much whatever he wants against New York. He's up to 14 points and a great field goal percentage for him as he's been making his shots count. And battling nonstop, the New York Knicks. The assist total indicative of their unselfish play, spreading that ball around. J.R. Smith is having a huge impact. After two, he's got 15 points and has been on the mark from deep so far. And let's check out what else is happening around the NBA. The Golden State Warriors trailing the Clippers out in Los Angeles. Second quarter action and a close one. And it's time now to head back to the rest of the game in Chicago. See you next time.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And welcome back to the second half of our Halloween broadcast.
What a stellar outing in this one for Smith. He has 15 points, and he's drained 3 three-point bombs so far.
I'll tell you what, he should not hesitate to keep firing from out there because he's got the touch tonight.
Checking out the group for Mike Woodson to start this second half. Anthony Stoudemire and Chandler, their front line. The guard, Trey Felton and J.R. Smith. Felton with the ball. Noah picks him up. Dang against Felton. Pass to Stoudemire. New York needs to get off a shot. Anthony's shot is off.
And the fadeaway was about his only option there. Really good defensive position.
Dang passes to Rose. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for two.
You know, with all of the improvements in medicine and also the advances in rehabilitation after torn ACL surgeries, we've seen a number of players come back to be as good as they were before the injury. Derrick Rose's fans had to be feeling good about what level he would return at when he came back.
And the first one at the line is good. Going back to the ACL repair for Rose. Clark, great to see modern medicine extend players' careers and help them return from those tough injuries. Steve, it's been terrific watching these players come back. We really didn't see Rose last year, certainly. I expect this year he'll be terrific.
Well, it's so great to see Derrick Rose back on the court after missing last season. One of the most explosive, entertaining players in the NBA. A great guy, terrific team leader. The NBA needs Derrick Rose, so fun to have him back.
So it's Chicago now. It's a three-point game. Right side, Rose. Feeds it to Butler. Back to Rose. He kicks to Boozer. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And there's Derrick Rose on the assist from Carlos Boozer. 17 points for Derrick Rose.
Everybody regards Bulls coach Tom Thibodeau as a defensive mastermind, and the numbers back it up again. The Bulls were near the top in every major defensive category. Protected the paint, limited fast breaks, and made sure to challenge any shot that went up.
Well, a moment now to see the story on Tyson Chandler. Very nice season for him last year.
The Bulls leading by 6. And the Bulls, Steve, 5th in defensive efficiency last season.
And Thibodeau, knowing him, he's probably unhappy with that ranking. His team is so disciplined and hardworking. They always have a chance to be the best defense in the league.
So it's the Knicks now. Felton kicks to Anthony. Tries to save it. And it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession. Here's what the schedule says for the New York Knicks and what it looks like. And after this one, they're home against Minnesota. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home.
Should be a good one for the Timberwolves today. I'm anxious to see what ends up happening there.
Here's Felton. He passes to Smith. And that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton. Felton's got his 9th assist in the game now. Outside Rose. Butler kicks to Boozer. He's against Stoudemire. Rose attacking. Can't get it to go. Knicks trailed by 5. It's Carmelo Anthony on the way. And again, New York with the triple.
You know, defensively, you cannot forget about him. He gave him a wide open look there.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago.
In his return to New York, I tell you, Raymond Felton looked to have his best season yet as a pro. He came in and made plays and filled the void left at the point guard spot for the Knicks.
And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. Dang with the screen for Butler. Back to Boozer. He dishes it to Rose. And Anthony sends it back. Anthony left side. And Boozer with the block. Rose up on top. He's covered by Felton. Rose against Felton. Shot clock at 6. From 6 away. And stolen by Felton. J.R. Smith on the wing. Back to Felton. Passes it to Stoudemire. That one off the back iron and out. And for Felton, I guess, just something in the water in New York. Stevie, he's played his best basketball in the big city.
Yeah, he had a good run there several years back before he was traded to Denver as part of that Carmelo Anthony trade. And now that he's back in New York, Felton once again having a terrific impact on that team.
And they take the lead. 23 points for J.R. Smith.
Got to make a defensive adjustment here because he's just destroying them from three-point range.
Well, even when they've closed out on him, Steve, he's knocking them down.
Chicago calls timeout.
Well, guys, with the Knicks playing a space-the-floor pick-and-roll offensive scheme, I mean, Tyson Chandler is a hand-in-glove fit as the high-flying finisher inside, keeping defenses honest and then cleaning up the mess on the weak side board if shots are missed.
Bargnani has checked in for the Knicks. Outside Butler. Back to Rose. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Rose has got 8 points in the quarter.
His shooting's been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons his team is up in this game.
And Clark, you talked about what Chandler has meant for this Knicks team, both on the court and in the locker room. And you wonder, you know, if Dallas, Steve, had it to do over him, do you think they would have tried harder to re-sign him?
Well, I understood the plan. Dallas felt like with Dirk Nowitzki getting older, they had to save that cap room for a superstar, maybe Dwight Howard or Chris Paul. But it's always easy in hindsight when those things don't happen to say, hey, what were you doing?
Rose dishes to Butler. From 18 feet away. Can't get it to go. Now the Knicks take it the other way. Now here's Felton. 6 points for him. Bargnani covered by Muhammad with the fadeaway. And the Knicks getting another bucket right there. Here's Rose. He feeds it to Butler. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. Courtesy of the 2K leaderboard, here's a peek at the league's top scorers from a season ago. Number 1, Carmelo Anthony.
Well, that's why he's playing with so much confidence. I mean, he just has that belief because of what he did last year.
Rose with the ball. Now Anthony defending. Rose, no good.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
Lays out. Chicago trailing here. And they're off to Philadelphia after this game as they'll take on the 76ers. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for them. And the bank shot is good. Rose has got 10 points now just in this quarter.
You know, it wouldn't be a bad idea to put an extra body on him, get some help when he barrels his way in close. He's such a good finisher. He needs more than one guy to defend him.
Bargnani inside the three-point line. Great look, but off the mark. Butler passes to Rose. Butler kicks to Boozer. Outside Rose. The kick outside to Butler. Dang. Just 5 on the clock. And it's Rose penetrating. And the Bulls tack on 2 more.
He's just been the man since the start of this quarter. Just a tremendous period of basketball for him.
New York calls timeout. Kind of like what Derrick Rose has done in this game.
He's in one heck of a groove with the scoring. They're going to talk it over and try to figure out how to slow him down.
The Knicks making a switch here. Knicks have gone a solid 6 of 11 when shooting here in the 3rd quarter. Prehione dishes to Carmelo. J.R. Smith on the wing. And there's the feed to Prehione. Back to Smith. Takes the 3. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Butler kicks to Rose. Back to Butler. Now the dish to Rose. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. New York's gotten going here in the 2nd half from outside, nailing 3 of 4 from the arc. They double him with Dang. Martin the pass to Prehione. J.R. Smith on the wing. And he's good on the 3-ball. Smith's got 11 in the 2nd half.
You know, last season, guys, the Knicks put up a bushel basket full of threes, and with the shooters they had, you could see why they shot as many threes as they did. They had excellent shooters from behind the arc, and it also served Carmelo Anthony well because it opened the floor for him.
Here's Prehione.
Come get it, come get it.
It's Martin on the wing. The 3, and there's J.R. Smith on the assist by Martin. And it's a 4-point Knicks lead.
This is incredible. It's been a 3-point barrage since halftime.
Yeah, whether by design or by accident, it has been impressive.
Rose goes in, and the basket good. Rose has got 26 points. Well, Clark, as you said about the Knicks last season, the offensive game plan was take some threes, take more threes, and then some more threes after that. Steve, I know you like that. They led the entire league in threes taken. In fact, they set the all-time record for threes made in a season.
Well, they were unbelievably proficient from long range. I mean, they had games where they take 40-plus threes, almost unheard of. But it's the way they played. And when you can surround Carmelo Anthony with shooters like that, it makes it tough to guard.
Here's Prehione. He's covered by Rose. Prehione dishes to Carmelo. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. Anthony's got 5 points in the quarter.
They haven't been as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. They're playing smart with the lead. I like that. They're being very selective and deliberate in their offense. And that's a good strategy when you're on top.
Dishes it to Prehione. Clock at 6. Pass to Martin. Kicks to Carmelo. They get it back. Bargnani off with the layup. Chicago has gone 2 of 5 with the 3-point shot since coming out of the break. Here's Rose. Oh, get it!
Talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, you know, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
Still, I mean, it's startling that he'd even try that right now.
It's Anthony with the drive. Count that one.
Boy, he just battled through that initial impact and somehow willed it in.
Excellent concentration. That's what you like to see.
So for the Knicks, Tyson Chandler is checked in for Bargnani. Stoudemire comes in for Kenyon Martin. And it's Felton in for J.R. Smith.
You know, I think Carmelo is one of the great scorers in the NBA, but his three-point shooting has really been inconsistent over the course of his career. That's where he could make the most improvement. Shoots a low percentage out there, and I think settles too often for that three-point shot. He's so strong, I'd like to see him put the ball on the floor and get to the hole more.
And Rose throws it down. Tremendous stuff from a guy, Clark, we think more of for his passing.
Yeah, but he's got tremendous leaping ability and a surplus supply, too.
Well, that's a great aggressive move, and 2 big points, too.
"16 seconds left here in the third quarter. Butler against Felton. Back to Stoudemire with 1 on the clock, and that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton. And it's 6 points for Amari Stoudemire. 3 quarters of play in a close game here. Knicks out front, up by 2. From the United Center in Chicago, back in a moment.
Next Tuesday, November 5th, Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs take on Ty Lawson and the Denver Nuggets. Be there.
And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter. And if it's anything like the first 3, we should be in for a treat. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Knicks?
Well, their passing has been picturesque, a thing of beauty in both halves. More than a few of their baskets have come off assists.
And how about the touch they've displayed from long range, guys? I mean, as a team, they are really shooting the ball well and executing from the perimeter.
Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. Taking a look at the Bulls. Up front, Boozer and Noah. D. Rose and Jimmy Butler, the back. And it's Dang in at the 3, the small forward. Boozer kicks it to Noah. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. The Knicks leading by 4. Smith the pass to Carmelo. Butler with the steal. Jumps up. Second chance shot. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
Boozer has been great. He has 14 points, and he's done his job at the charity stripe. He's gotten 4 of his points from there.
And that's a good place to get them. You know, they don't come easier than that, but you've got to get yourself there first.
That free throw, no good. He hits the second from the line. Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. Outside, Felton. Six on the shot clock. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Well, I know you've heard the phrase run and gun. Well, the Knicks last season were walk and gun. They set a record in three-pointers made, 5th in three-point percentage as well, but they were dead last in fast break points.
Free throw good, Felton. And back to the Knicks, Coach Woodson gives them off-season conditioning programs. Training camp is mostly running. But, Steve, a slow pace of play once the game gets started.
Brian, in all seriousness, of course, there's running and movement, you know, even in a half-court offense. But, you know, some teams need to push the break to create offense. But the Knicks, they're pretty good in terms of scoring in the half-court. They can stretch you out. They can rely on Carmelo's one-on-one game, and they can pick you apart.
Bulls trail by 4. Dang dishes to Butler. And there's the pass to Rose. Feeds to Noah. It's blocked. Felton against Boozer. Felton kicks to Anthony. Back to Felton. Pass to Smith. Lets it go with the 3. Rebound by Butler. Butler's got his 6th rebound on the night. The kick out to Rose. Dang up top. High post shot. And again, Chicago. No good. New York leading by 4. Felton attacking. And here's what the Chicago Bulls schedule is looking like. And they're off to Philadelphia after this game as they'll take on the 76ers. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip.
I know I'll be looking out for the final score of that Pacers game. I think it should be close.
Free throw good, Felton. And New York making a change here. Shumpert's checked in. Both free throws good from Felton. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Felton against Rose. Gibson down low. And that one's good.
You know, that putback's about as easy as it's going to get. You have to put a body on someone down there.
Well, no box out. That's the result you get right there.
They double him with Noah. Chandler, the pass to Shumpert. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. And the Knicks lead by 6.
It's been the story of the game for him. Fortunately, his teammates have bailed him out.
Rose kicks to Butler. He dishes it to Gibson. He's against Stoudemire. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. Shot clock at 5. Outside Butler. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. Rose, that's good.
Seems to me that anytime the game is on the line, he's perfectly willing to be the hero, or the GOAT for that matter. And that's what it takes to be clutch in big situations. You can't be afraid to fail.
And you know what else, Steve? Watching him run the pick and roll is like watching poetry in motion. I mean, this guy has that basic play down pat. He's unstoppable when he runs.
Gets it to go. 18 points for Carmelo Anthony.
How about the response? Retaliation. Impressive, huh, guys?
I'll say exactly that as well. Nice job to recover those 3 points right away.
Butler kicks to Dang. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
Felton kicks to Shumpert. Back to Felton. And again, New York with the triple. Now Rose. Dang up top. Anthony on him. Noah, he's guarded by Chandler. He kicks it to Butler. Fires from the wing. Can't hit. Great tee that time from Iman Shumpert. The Knicks leading by 6. Anthony dishes to Felton. On the wing, Shumpert. And that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton. That's 10 points for Iman Shumpert.
And assists like that have typified their effort today. Great ball movement.
Really an example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Here's Dang, and it's Chicago scoring again.
It hasn't happened as quickly as he would have liked, but he's finally putting some points on the board in this game.
Here's Shumpert, and Gibson with the block. Out of bounds, Knicks ball as New York keeps possession of it. Felton the pass to Shumpert. He feeds it to Carmelo. Rebound by the Bulls. Tang's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Rose against Shumpert. Back to Butler. Outside Rose. Lets it go from deep. Shot's good. And now just a 4-point Knicks lead.
With the success they've been having from the three-point line since halftime, I'll bet you that scoreboard starts to look a lot different real soon.
Of course, they have to stay hot, but if they do, I think you're right, Buck, particularly if they can convert defense into offense.
Double team on Rose. Back to Butler. He passes to Deng. 6 to shoot. Tyson Chandler pulls it in. Chandler's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Felton attacking. foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Really an extraordinary game for Felton. 12 points and 13 assists.
Well, he's dominated this game. Not only has he gotten to the free throw line with his aggressiveness, but he's gotten open shots for his teammates as well.
Well, those are the two most fundamental areas of the game, guys.
And he makes the first. J.R. Smith's checked in for Iman Shumpert. Both free throws good from Felton. So it's Chicago now. And here's Rose. Right block shot. Tyson Chandler pulls it in. Chandler's got rebound number 8 now on the night. Outside, Felton. Back to Chandler. He's covered by Dang. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Nice D from Dang.
Well defended, and he's not someone who responds well to that kind of defensive pressure.
Rose goes in. It's Butler that time on the assist by Rose. Rose has got 3 assists in the game. The Knicks leading by 3. Outside, Felton. Fade away, and too long on the shot.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
And Gibson kicks to Rose. Soft touch off the glass. And now just a 1-point Knicks lead.
You know, it's really going to be all about hard work from this point on. And they worked hard to create that high-quality shot right there.
Yeah, and that's their goal down the stretch. Continue to find those close-range shots.
Felton kicks to Stoudemire. Outside Anthony. The finger roll finish at the bucket. Anthony's got 20 points.
The soft finger roll is just one of the many finishing moves.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Thanks, Kevin. Tom Thibodeau had some words for his team in that last huddle. We can't let up now. If we stay and make a few plays, we'll be right back in it. His message was clear. Stay the course, Kevin.
On defense, New York. 3-point lead. Rose attacking. That one wide left.
They really depend on him to convert those chances. A lot of times, even with solid D draped on it, they expect him to make it.
Felton dishes to Smith. And that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton. 32 points for J.R. Smith.
They have got to get a hand in his face. I mean, he's unconscious from out there.
1:53 left to play here in the fourth. Dang can't get it to go.
More often than not today, those shots have not dropped for him.
The drive by Smith. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
He's been so reliable again today, Kevin, and they need his points, and he's providing them.
Chicago calls timeout. They trail by 8. 1:39 left in the fourth quarter. Bulls making a switch here. Boozer's checked in. .135 left in the fourth. Butler passes to Rose to stop the run, and the layup is up and in. Rose has got 41.
And that's a difficult shot in the face of a defender that towers over.
Well, you know, he almost seems to enjoy those mismatches, Steve. It gives him a chance to show what a strong finisher he is.
New York calls timeout. They lead by 6. We've got 1:28 left in the fourth quarter. We've got 1:28 left to play in the final quarter. Felton kicks to Chandler. Working on Noah. 16 feet away. Chandler, no good.
Well contested shot there.
And that's the key defensively. You got to make them work for a challenge every shot.
Rose dishes to Boozer. He's guarded by Chandler. The 15-footer. That's short off the rim. New York's gone to three-point range for 12 of their points in the final quarter on 4 of 5 shooting. Here's Anthony. Chicago grabs the miss.
And the clock is their worst enemy right now.
Yeah, they got to work very quickly here, Steve.
Here's Dang. Sinks it. And now they trail by just 4.
Boy, he crashed the boards with purpose right there. Well-deserved second chance points for him.
And so they foul intentionally. They can more or less wrap it up right here.
Yeah, as long as they concentrate, get a good look at the basket, make this a smart possession, they should be in good shape.
So the first one drops, and that puts them up by 5. He's off on the free throw, unable to get that second one to drop in.
And they've got to score quickly.
Yeah, no time to waste at all.
And that one's good.
You know, he's got a quick trigger from that range when he senses that the defense has backed off.
And an intentional foul right there. Good on the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And so he drops them both. It's a 5-point game.
And that makes it a 2-possession game now. Those could turn out to be vital free throws.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 5. Rose passes to Boozer, and the rejection by Stoudemire. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession. Felton against Rose. And he commits the intentional foul. And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. And the second of 2 is good. That increases their lead to 6. Outside Dang. Butler. They get it back. Noah. And Chandler with the block. So it's New York picking up the win. Both teams played well, but these guys had the edge.
Yeah, I think so. They were just steak knife sharp. Very on top of their game here.
Well said. And that'll do it for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. And now we present the Jordan Player of the Game